who would be his successor, like right away, if there would be? Because this is one thing that always gets me to say, okay, wait a minute, if something happens to him, who would be the successor? Because once when Steve Jobs, passed away, Tim Cook was a successor. Who's a successor after Elon? God forbid something
I think it's
happens.
probably Drew. I think it's probably Drew.
Drew?
Drew Baglino. Yeah, he's like he heads a lot of the engineering for the company. I think it's probably going to be Drew. There's a chance it might be Zach Kirkhorn, who's the CFO. But I think if he becomes CEO, I'm not sure what kind of message that drives to the investing community, because we have an engineer as the head, and Tesla is really, it's an innovation company.
Yeah,
It's just a bunch of engineers making stuff.
that's
So
true.
having a CFO as the leader, I don't know.
I know that's
And
gonna be a
Zach
little
is
weird.
brilliant. Don't get me wrong. Zach is a phenomenally good CFO, but I don't know if it jives with the culture of the company. So I think it'd probably be Drew. I have no idea if Drew has been CEO before. I think he's just kind of going up the ranks of Tesla and really doing his thing there. He appears to be extremely brilliant and really good at what he does. But that's a question. That's a question.
Yeah.
Now, I can guarantee you that Tesla has a succession plan for sure.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah,
there's no way they
100%.
don't have a succession plan.
It's too risky
But
for them not to have it.
exactly. So I think it would be Drew. There's also like a small chance that JB Straubel comes back, from Redwood
Okay.
Materials, one of the original founders of the company, where maybe Elon is like, yo, JB, if something happens to me, like, please come back and right the ship. You know what you need to do. And then, just give me 1 or 2 years of your time while you do this. And then just get the pieces in place, and then you can put in whoever you think is the right person. That's also a potential thing, because like Elon and JB you can tell they have a ton of mutual respect and they really trust each other. And that's really what you need to run a great company.
Do you think Andre Carpathy, for example, do you think if he was still in the company, he would have been a good
No,
successor? No, not at all.
no, because he's extremely good at what he does, but he's a vision AI expert. That's
Hmm.
his expertise is kind of narrow. And and you can make the argument, yes, the next generation of the company is really going to be centered on AI and AGI and all that stuff. So I could see that angle, but I really do think there's still about 5 years of hardcore physical engineering that needs to happen for that reality to really come to fruition.
That's true.
So if you put that person in sort of charge of the company too early, then you might lose the momentum you had to even get to that endpoint where Andre would become, like, Andre might be the right candidate 5-10 years from now.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I think an engineer type person would have to head the company. I could also be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
It's a
yeah.
tough question,
It is a
and
tough
it's just a
question.
reflection of how unique and skilled Elon is. Like, we haven't had a
Yeah.
person like him at this position for, I would argue, ever. So
Yeah.
weird. Talk about a loss once
That's what I
if he
mean.
steps away too early.